Buddha.
What's good, royal family? It is Queen's Throne, and I'm back at you again for another video. Today, we're gonna talk about Michael E. NOAK, aka Brother Polight, quote unquote Brother Polight. Today, if you guys remember, is June 21st, 2023, and he was scheduled for a sound set, aka a pretrial, at 9 a.m. in Dade County. Now, there was a continuance, you guys, but this time for a different reason, but I guarantee the case is moving forward. Let's check out the court footage, and then I'll meet you on the other side with any final thoughts. Let's go.
Your Honor, if I may, prior to starting the Nelson hearing, is it possible to call a case on the
Sure.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
On page 13 of Your Honor's calendar, Michael NOAK,
All right, you're okay.
rating Sarah on behalf of the state.
All right, page 13. Counsel, state your name for the record.
David Terrace on behalf of the defendant, Michael NOAK.
Okay, thank you. And I believe there may have been a couple of people on Zoom. I don't know what the relationship was on the case. Okay, yes, ma'am. State.
Your Honor, I believe at this time, we'll be asking for a joint continuance, but to set this case rate plea, either sometime within the next 2 weeks. We have come to a plea agreement. I've sent over a written plea agreement to defense counsel. Just so that Your Honor is aware, what we wish to happen is for the defendant to enter into the plea within the next 2 weeks, but we are going to suspend the sentence. The state is asking 60 days. I know the defense is going to make its own request, but we're asking 60 days so that then the defendant can surrender, because this will require incarceration.
All right. And is there going to be a mitigation at the time of surrender, or how is this going to work?
Yes, Your Honor. So essentially, he'll enter into a plea and then we will mitigate it upon surrender.
Okay.
But we do wish to enter into a plea already within the next week so that essentially there is a resolution to the case and then he will surrender upon a date that's set by the
Next week is a C week.
Your Honor, I think we were hoping for the week, at least the week of where the trial is currently set for.
July 3rd.
Which is the week of July 3rd.
3rd, 4th, 5th. What is the Friday of that week? The week of the 3rd.
7th.
All right, July 7th.
That works for the state.
All right, July 7th, Ray plea, defendant to be in person. It's a joint continuous. Okay, anything further on Michael NOAK?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you both. Okay, take care.
So let's unpack what just happened, okay? Now, there is a continuance. There is a joint continuance. The judge had already ruled that there would be no continuations in the case. However, this is a different type of continuance. See, Brother Polight was scheduled for a trial July 3rd, 2023. However, since this plea has been offered by the state, he has agreed to it. He would actually have to do that officially in court. However, if he does take that plea, and it seems like himself and his attorney agreed to the terms of the plea, into which we know nothing about at this time, besides the fact that the prosecutor stated that he's going to be incarcerated if he in court takes that plea. Now, we don't know if that's going to be some jail time, prison time. We don't know what the plea deal is exactly, but they had to continue it to remove the trial off of the docket and insert the plea deal, which will take place July 7th of 2023. So during the duration of this case, Michael E. NOAK, aka quote unquote Brother Polight, has showed up in court, I believe, one time. But for the pretrial sentencing, the judge has ordered that he actually physically appear, obviously, so that he can, in court, take the plea deal officially. Now, there was talks about suspending a sentence for 60 or so days. Maybe they're gonna allow him to get his, affairs in order or whatever. which means that what they're aiming for is next court date, Brother Polight takes the plea deal officially in court, and then they suspend the sentencing for that amount of days, and then he is to turn himself in for incarceration. And with that, my only concern would be after taking the plea deal and him supposed to come back after those days, is he gonna try to run or not? However, the fact that the prosecutor stated that there's a plea deal on the table and Brother Polight agreed to it and he's going to be incarcerated, I'm interested in finding out the details of the plea deal. But since it's a plea deal, I don't want to get too excited, but in order to take this plea deal, he would have to plead guilty to the plea deal, the charges that are now going to be before him. So the charges may change. He won't probably be charged with all 4 L&L'S and the contributing to a minor. Again, I want to see what is going on with the plea deal, what has actually been offered. We don't have long. We have a little bit over 2 weeks before the next court date. However, after that court date, we will possibly only have sentencing, which would have been the case if he would have took it to trial anyway. And let's talk about him taking this plea deal. Obviously, he know that he did it, okay? Period. Because any person of his stature, of course, right? Smarts and all this and that. You got a paid lawyer and all this and that. You guys swore you had a great case, right? Why is he pleading guilty to a plea deal? Anyway, I digress. I want to state this also. Since at this time, Brother Polight has not officially taken the plea deal in court, Brother Polight can change his mind between now and July 7th, and at the next court date decide that he wants to continue with trial, which would remove this plea deal off the table, and then we would continue trial. I really hope that they're not going to try to give him like a slap on the wrist or require him not to have to register as a sex offender going forward. I hope that he actually goes to prison. I hope that he has to register as a sex offender for at least a lengthy amount of time, if not life, which I believe every sexual offender that manipulates and attacks, grooms, or violates a child, I hope that they do have to register for life, and I hope that they never get out for life. I've also stated before that I believe that crimes against children should be dealt with more serious than what they actually are in current laws and statutes. But anyway, at first, when I heard that they're gonna do a joint continuance, I'm glad that my audio was muted because they would have heard me cussing up in that courtroom, child. But if he pleads guilty to this charge, royal family, it's a wrap for the conscious community. And I mean that. At the end of the day, the joint continuance in a situation like this where there's a plea deal offered and, the defense or the defendant is considering taking the plea deal, I just wonder how, Sonetta is gonna deal with the fact that Brother Polight will be taking a plea deal, entering a plea of guilty for whatever charges are set before him. So there's no wiggling out of this, okay? At the end of the day, a guilty plea is a guilty plea. Now, I still have faith in Dade County. Florida does not play with these type of cases. Now, again, the judge required him to be physically at court next court date. Now, again, the fact that he is getting a plea deal would possibly, obviously, remove some of the previous charges. Remember, he does have 4 lewd and lascivious on a minor between the ages of 12 and 16 and 16 and 18, I believe in 1 or 2 of them. That will remove possibly some of them, but at least if he gets charged with 1, it's over. It's a wrap. Like I said, a guilty plea is a guilty plea. That will be 1 more sexual predator that we know of that came out of the HOK. Now, with that said, royal family, that is all I have right now. I'm going to let this sink in, sit and think about it throughout the day, And also wait for the Dade County Court site to update, y'all. I will be live tonight, y'all, to just kick the shit with y'all, talk about this, see how the royal family feels about this situation. So of course, it will be an open panel. You're welcome to hit the link. Let's just be respectful, okay? Period. At the end of the day, we are moving forward with this. Again, remember, the next court date is July 7th, 2023. And of course, we will be there to document it as well. So with that said, much love, royal family. Stay you, stay royal, stay uncompromisable, and please stay woke, because you will see me or hear me in an upcoming video or live stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so that you can be notified of any video or live stream that I put out. And like the video, it's free. Much love, y'all. Bye-bye.